Moyes.
Hi there, yes, thanks.
Yeah, can I start off by asking you about the latest on the injury front? I understand some good news. Gianluca Scamacca is back in training. Can you tell us a bit about that? Maybe will he be involved in the weekend, or was that too soon? Can you tell us about some of the others as well?
What to say is Lucas Paqueta is not going to be available for the game. Naif has got a chance, but we're not sure yet if he's going to make it or not. Look, it's great that Gianluca's back, but obviously he's nowhere near ready to play, nowhere near ready to be selected. I might try and involve him, but I've got to say it would be minimum minutes. He's just back really.
There was also a little bit of a cryptic message from Maxwell Cornet as well. Coming soon, he put on his social media.
Yeah.
How soon might that be? Do you think?
We're really looking forward to that. I've got to say we're looking forward to getting him back. It seems a long time we've not had him, so probably I think we're due him back in next Monday, and whether that means training or whether that means that we've got periods of breaking him in and we'll certainly have to build him up to get him back ready to play. That's for sure.
Great. Do you think it's a good time to be playing Tottenham at the moment? A couple of defeats away from home, Milan, the Leicester City game as well was a bit of a bruising one for Spurs. Giving you a bit of food for thought maybe as well?
Well, I don't think there's ever a good time to play Tottenham because they've got a host of good players, really good team. So I couldn't put it down to any really good time. But obviously this is the time we've got the game and we have to play them. So we'll try and go into the game really positive. We'll try and show the form we're finding a little bit more now at the moment. So if we can do that, then we'll give them a good game.
Obviously, Antonio Conte's a big miss for them, and his health sort of puts things into perspective, doesn't it, as well, I suppose?
Well, I'm more thinking about Antonio, that he looks after himself and he's right to do so. But yeah, he'd be a big miss for any club, Antonio, because he's a top manager. He's had a lot of success wherever he's been. Puts big demands on his teams and his players, and he works them really well. So he'll be a miss, obviously, but they've got a really good group of players at Tottenham, and I'm sure they'll get on with the job.
Have you enjoyed the battles with him in matches you've come up against him in the past, Antonio?
I've enjoyed managing against him. He's had very good teams, I've got to say, over many years, and obviously he's an elite manager, so I've got great respect for him.
And specifically with Tottenham, obviously their danger player is Harry Kane. Have you got anything planned to try and negate him?
No, I've tried a lot of times to try and negate him, I've got to say. He's a top player, and he'd be difficult to play against him for any side, never mind nine does, but we'll do everything we can to try and contain him.
Everton and Leeds are obviously going head to head this weekend, and that might maybe make you change your message, I don't know, in terms of what you're saying to the players. You need to convert some of those draws that you've been having, some good draws that have built confidence up, an unbeaten run, but getting those draws into wins, I suppose, is the key to moving up the table and pulling away from danger. With Everton and Leeds playing each other, maybe it's a good opportunity.
Well, in truth, I've not really got any interest in the other game. I've only got interest in us. I can tell you a bit about us. I can't tell you about the other teams. I can tell you that, yeah, we've found ourselves getting a little bit better form. We've started to score a few goals. We're beginning to be a wee bit more resilient again, which is good from our point of view. So we want to keep all those good things going. But ultimately, we don't want draws. We want wins, and we have to try and make sure we pick up some more of them.
Cheers, David.
Yep. Okay.
Hi David.
Hi there.
Those two draws, what have you learned from them? Because obviously they weren't the teams that were furthest down the table. It was Chelsea and Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
What are you taking from those two draws into this game?
I'm taking in that last year I would have been trying to win the games more than get a draw, that's for sure. So it tells me a little bit that I have to keep looking to improve. Yeah, was I happy with the draw? Yeah, I was. In both occasions I thought they were both good draws, but ultimately it probably tells you a little bit where my mind is. I want to win the games. I don't want to be drawing them, but maybe at the moment the draws are pretty good results.
What's the atmosphere within the squad since these results have not been losses? Do you feel like things have lifted up slightly in the atmosphere with the players?
Yeah, I didn't think there was a bad atmosphere. If you're suggesting that when we were losing, far from it. We were actually quite buoyant, and we've kept everybody's heads up really as much as we can. but we've had some good results, and there's signs of players beginning to get back to their form. Jared had a few goals a few weeks ago. Mickey's just beginning to play a little bit better as well. Lucas Paqueta's beginning to settle. Everybody's looking at Naif, Agard as well. So there's a lot of good things coming through. So we want to maintain that.
And the first leg at home was a 1-1 draw. What do you think has changed since then?
I've had a look at the game, and the game was close. Tottenham were probably the better team in the first half. We got a little better as the game went on. So I think Tottenham have kept their levels up for most of the season. We've maybe not reached where we think we want to be. So it gives us something to go for. We've got room to improve, and we want to keep doing that.
Final one from me. Danny Ings has been coming on as a sub.
Yeah.
How are things going with him? Is he going to be a regular starter in the near future?
We hope so. Yeah, that's the plan. We brought him here to get some goals, but we just need to make sure that we bring him back. He's had a knee injury, so we're sort of looking after him as best we can as well. So we're looking forward to getting him in and him giving us the goals.
Hannah?
Hello, David. You
Hi
must
there.
have thought during the Chelsea game, you're seeing Paqueta pick up an injury, Agard, as you say, you must wonder, how bad your luck is, apart from anything else, that you have more injuries to deal with.
Yeah, it's not been great news getting boys injured. So, but it's part of the game. And if we look back over the last 2 or 3 years, and I sometimes talk about that when things aren't going, we had a brilliant injury record over the last 2 or 3 years. Very few people out injured. It's only really since we come back this season. Now, whether that's because of 60 odd games last year, the same the year before, whether that's got something to do with it, I couldn't be sure. Whether it's just that we've been a bit unlucky, as you said there, with injuries, but it's certainly more to do with the new players not getting over a period where Paqueta was out. He got a shoulder injury against Southampton with his collarbone. He got something with his shoulder, the same shoulder. As we told you, Agard did get injured at the start of the season. We've missed Kurt Zuma for a chunk of it. We were without Craig Dawson at the start of the season. So we've had a really difficult period with injuries. But it's the same. Tottenham have got injuries as well, haven't they? So it's the same for all clubs, and we're not on our own.
I imagine that being a Premier League manager in particular is a 24/7 job. How difficult is it to have to step away from that, as Antonio Conte has had to do now? And I know in the past you've not been able to be in the dugout because of COVID, I think, recently. How tough is that to kind of not be there?
It's really difficult, and if you're a manager, it's the one place you want to be is on the touchline and with the team. You always feel it's very difficult to have an effect, and you feel really responsible. I've got to say, during COVID, I found it incredibly hard watching the games from the flat I was in at the time, and trying to watch it and trying to send some messages at half time and leaving people to it. But it also taught me another wee bit. It taught me a little bit about sometimes you have to sit back and take the emotion out of it, and I've tried to learn a little bit from COVID. So I'm sure Antonio won't want to be at home, but obviously his health's the most important thing, and we wish him well.
I think there was a suggestion, though, that obviously jokingly, that West Ham did okay without you. Maybe
They done absolutely great without me. So so I hope that Tottenham aren't saying the same about not having Antonio.
I know that Antonio Conte in this particular issue that he's got, but I'm just wondering what you do as a manager to make sure that you're as physically fit as you can be. What work you do?
Well, we're really fortunate at the LMA. I've got incredible help behind the scenes for us. We were physical help, mental health. They do so much for the managers nowadays. It really is incredible the work that goes on, and a lot of you maybe aren't privy to it. But we're all screened regular, we're all fitness tests regular. So all those things, I've got to say the LMA do a brilliant job for all the managers, and we're all really grateful for it. So we try to keep ourselves in the best condition, but like any jobs which have got a level of stress, football management's a great job, but there's always bits of stress in it, and we have to try and cope with that as well.
Because you're almost 60.
don't think I am actually. I think no. I think I've got a long way to go, to be honest. You know. But no. But hey, I feel good. But like you're saying, the big point is that everybody, whether it be football managers, whether it be MD, we've all got to look after our health. And I've got to say, thankfully, we have great support, really good doctors here at West Ham as well. And because of that, we keep going.
You haven't won as a manager away against Tottenham since 2008. How surprising is that?
I've got quite a few records like that, if you want to know, which I'd like to get rid of, I've got to say. But you know, it's always going to change. There's always, hopefully the next game's the one we do it. And you know, I do remember winning at Tottenham. I remember how important it was to me. So I hope that I can do it again.
Finally for me, this is one of those games that's quite important for the fans as well. There's a real rivalry between
Yeah.
these two teams.
Yeah, I'm fully aware of it, and look, I think we're trying to give West Ham supporters as many good occasions as we can. We're all well aware how important it is to the supporters here, so hopefully we can do that.